it's Kristen again. How's it going? So now we're talking about summer hacks. Now people always think that these magical hacks of like super organization, or like if you only do it this way, your phone cords will never be disorganized again. I'm not talking about those kind of hacks. I'm talking about the hacks from an advocacy perspective. And what that means in my world is the collection of data over the summer. Now you're gonna be like, what collection of data, Kristen? You're not an occupational therapist, behavior consultant, behavior analyst, psychotherapist, therapist, psychologist, speech language therapist, anybody else I forget. I'm not trying to marginalize you, it just popped to my head. But these kind of therapists. But what I'm saying is the collection of data from an advocacy perspective with respect to what is working and what isn't working from a parental advocacy perspective over the summer. That's trying to pique your interest. Now, what I'm saying by that is are you noticing that in order for you to do your summer reading with your child that, they do better if you've just gone for a run? Or they just came in from playing outside, they had a vigorous activity, and then you're coming in, okay, now we're going to do our 10, 15, whatever assigned reading, allotment that you have, and then you read together. Well, what that translates into my world is, hey, you've collected data over the summer noticing that this trend says that before you do something difficult, you do something that is physically, it lets go some energy, some exertion, and that allows them to concentrate better. Well, what we can do from an advocacy perspective is talk to the school about having body breaks before a hard activity, going from the preferred to the non-preferred activity, but having that, data tracking there and saying, well, this worked for me over the summer. So that's one hack that you're learning that you can bring to the school, to that table in that transition meeting when you go back in September, and you can say, hey, this is what I noticed over the summer. So another way that we consider is talk about food, right? So we get at school and parents often say, Kristen, they didn't eat their lunch and that's probably why they had a huge meltdown at school and that's what caused, and they had low blood sugar and all that kind of stuff. Well, one of the things you can do over the summer is you can kind of, not from a nutrition perspective, but from how did they eat over the summer? Did they eat every day at the same time? So was there a consistent snack around this time, lunch at this time, snack around this time, dinner, like a second snack around that time? Or was it that they graze? Because from an advocacy perspective, if we notice that they graze more, respecting the nutrition that is allowed in school, so not the sugary drinks or the peanuts and that kind of stuff. But if they're grazing more in school, well, maybe we have to program in there like they're not going to eat those big lunches or those snacks at those times. Maybe they need to take a break, go grab a bite of something, then come back to the class so their blood sugar doesn't get too low. That's something that we can collaborate with the school, but we wouldn't know substantially. Instead of just saying, oh, let's try this, we could say, hey, over the last X amount of time, I noticed this. Maybe that would help with the current difficulties that we're having right now with respect to X. There's all these permutations and combinations that you as parents have the ability to track, over the summer and bring to the school to collaborate, to help your child meet their potential, to help them get over that little challenge that they're having right now, or what I like to call emerging areas of need. Just by seeing what you're doing successfully at home and how that would translate into the language of the school. Because schools want to collaborate. Schools want the children to succeed, but they only see what they can see within their time allotment. So they don't also have the same ability to be able to try these different methods or to look at it from a different angle. They may be able to implement it, but in terms of that exploration, in terms of knowledge and what that looks like for the kid, you guys have the perfect opportunity in these next 8 weeks to kind of make those hacks happen. These summer hacks from an educational perspective. And I think that's important. That's the kind of things that you can as a parent put on the different lens and say, I'm noticing this is a concern. What can I do at home that would support it or help, I like to call reverse engineer it. So that's what I have to say about summer hacks. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys. Please check out my next video. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye. I just